All right, 390 Wagon Master here, and she's up and running. Got the old Digiscan 400 on here, and that video I put up, what was it, yesterday on this thing? Please understand I made many mistakes on that. I did not really understand this device, so I'm just gonna be straight up with you guys. You know, I've seen Digiscans back in my teen years. This is like 1978, 79, 81 technology. In fact, I think this is about 81, I believe. But this is not the original Redco Digiscan. This is the Digilog Digiscan 400. And yeah, so I want to thank Boat Anchor Repair for that. And Slinger's sending over a Digiscan as well, so I appreciate that, Robert. I'm going to possibly put one of those on the 2000. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to learn about this, because I know nothing about these, and as you can tell by that first video I put on there, I absolutely know nothing. Anyway, this is like a 40-page booklet here. All right, 40-page manual. So I've read this thing top to bottom. I did a lot of cramming, a lot of learning in the past 24 hours. And this is basically a PLL synthesizer. I guess you could call it a VFO, but it's not really a VFO in like the sense of a VFO. But basically you disable this chip, and in fact in some radios you take the chip out, like in the Cobra 2000s you actually remove the PLL. In this one you bypass it. Now this ROBYN 510D, I believe, had a Digiscan, possibly an original one with the flat ribbon cable. I think it's got like 12 wires on it. And the reason why I say this, let me get my light over here, because this ROBYN has been hacked and schwacked, as you can see. Let me see if I can zoom in here. All right. And this is not Wagon Master technology here. This is a piece of 4-gauge welder wire is mine, but you have to bypass a 1 microfarad cap that actually, I guess, turns this chip off, if I understand that correctly. Again, I'm still learning. This is a learning process for me, so you know, I'm not trying to show off or anything like that. I'm just making these videos in case somebody gets one of these devices down the road, and there's not much info out on these things. They got a lot of people showing these off, honestly, but there's not a lot of info on them. So on that first video that I did, I thought that I had a digit out. This 2 was like an L right here, okay? And that is actually a feature of this. If it's not locked, the VCO's not locked in here, it's not locking up properly, then it goes into like a little mode here. It tells you that you've got something wrong and you need to go in here and make adjustments or check connections. But anyway, here's what happened. Here's what somebody did to this. All right, let's see if I can get my pen in there. Probably the wrong thing to use. What they did is they cut this trace along here on the bottom of this 858 chip, right? And then what you do is you're supposed to cut it and then put the ribbon cable on one side or the other. Don't remember which way that goes, because I don't have one of those devices. And I didn't really want to learn about something I don't have. And then in the manuals on the Redco and on this one, it tells you to grab plus 12 volts right here. Funny thing is there was already a snippet of wire here, a little red, they clipped it and there was a little bit of red insulation on it. So I'm like, holy crap. This is what the instructions call for, to install that here and to do this action here. So I think this radio had something in it, and I was a little leery of going into this and biting into this, honestly, because A, I've never done one of these before, but I need to learn on something before I try to tackle the Cobra. So I love this radio. She's an ugly little girl here, but I think that's kind of one of the ugliest radios ever. But anyway, the deal is with this, anyway, what they have here is you have squelch, and then you pull on this to go local. This is like an RF gain for here. And then they have the dimmer here, which is really weird. I'd rather actually see the RF gain here, right? And then maybe the dimmer here. But what they were doing is, that's these wires right here. There was a mod for this to go out of band, and you pull on this. They actually put something on there to grab. It looks like tape, actually, to grab with. And this would go out of band, and it was one of those funky PLL 858 or UPD 858 conversions where it jumped around, skipped around. Yeah, pretty weird. I didn't like that mod anyway. And as I've said before, I don't really care about going out of band, honestly. But anyway, she works. Now, this device that Steve sent over, Boat Anchor Repair, this was programmed for like an 8719, I found out. This was all set up for an 8719. So after the installation, I had to reprogram that, and that's in the instructions. And man, it fires up. I'm gonna let it run for a while. I do not believe I need to do a VCO alignment on it. I mean, I'm gonna double check, and that's in the manual on how to do that. And but it runs, it's on frequency, it works great. It's not putting out any side harmonics or transmitting on multiple channels or anything weird. Okay. So anyway, I just thought I'd give you an update. And then this is all scabbed, and let me turn this thing off. And this is basically a pretty easy install, honestly. So let's see here. What we do is let me get my pin in here. There we are. Where am I here? Come on, Mike. You tag coax, oh gosh, I probably have this backwards now. Anyway, I think you tag coax 1 or 2. I think this is coax 1. And that goes to pin 11 of the 858. So you solder that on there. You take out the 10.240 crystal. Now I'm going to heat shrink this wire. This is just a negative, or the shield to this. And then you complete the disabling of the chip by breaking the connection here. What is that? R158 to pin 2 of the PLL. And then what you do is you tag on with the other coax right there. And then of course I've got both shielded to this wall right here, so we've got a really good chassis, or a ground, I should say. And then you take out this capacitor up here, right here. It's a 1 microfarad 50 volt cap, and then you jumper that over. That was that big piece of 4 gauge that I have on the other side. Now somebody has broken a leg off or something on the on this pin here, whatever pin that is. I want to say it's like 19 or something, and that was their repair. This is not me. So I'm going to pull this back off. I'm going to heat shrink this. I'm going to kind of clean up this install. I might heat shrink this resistor here, clean that up, and put the wire on properly and heat shrink it. But I just kind of wanted to scab it together just to see if this thing even worked. And it does, because Steve wasn't quite sure. And it was given to him by another tech that, from what I understand, wasn't sure if it was working or not. So when you turn these on, they default to 27.155. And you can overshoot those really easy. And then we'll just go down 5 kc split, 5 kc steps, I should say. And then there's 385. And I'll have this all back together. Boy, that glass cleaned up like new. So anyway, I'm going to clean the case up, put that back together, and then we'll put this back together. I did not drill any holes in the back of the radio. I used a little indent to put the cables through on the other side. That fits just fine. And I mean, we're good to go. Then we'll do I'll check the VCO and everything. That sounds like, what's his nuts up in Hooper, Utah, anyway. But yeah, there we go. I really like the receiver on these radios. Man, I'll tell you what, today I went through all of my 858 chassis radios. I started with my Cobra 138 XLR. I went to my TRC, what is it, 491? The Radio Shack sideband mobile. I can't think of it right now. 3-button Grant, a T-Berry sideband mobile. Let's see, what else? Crap. Oh, the President Adams. And the President Adams was really good, but I got to be honest with you. I like the receiver of this ROBYN best. Out of all the 858 chassis radios that I played with, I like the ROBYN the best. It's the quietest. It has the best channel rejection of my other radios. Today the skip was in really heavy. We had some really dirty stations coming in. My static level was like 5 to 7 pounds here. Just a really noisy day. And then with the skip and all those terrible stations that were out there, I mean, they were just dirty. There was a guy on 26 that was just wiping everything out. It was crazy. What a terrible sounding radio. And a, you know, plus 30 dB carrier. But anyway, this is the closest receiver in the 858 chassis. It receives almost as good as the 2000. I mean, it's close. This still does have a little bit of adjacent channel issues with it, but I think out of all the 858 chassis that I've tried, I like this one the best. So even though this was kind of butchered here, I decided to give it a go, and I'm really glad I did, because this is a nice little setup here, boy. I'll tell you guys that right now. So anyway, I can't wait to get the other Digiscan. I'm not sure if it's a UFO. I don't remember what it is. So it'll be the Digiscan version and not the DTI version like this. So it's going to be another learning process. I want to thank everybody for commenting in the last video, and pretty fun stuff, man. This is cool technology from back in the day. Anyway, I will keep you posted if I learn anything more, because I'm full of lots of misinformation, and I'd love to share all that with you. So anyway, take care, cheers, and please leave questions or comments. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, tell me what I'm doing right. I don't know, tell me this is just stupid. I should just get a quad 5, or oh wait, I already have one of those radios. Anyway, as you guys know from watching this channel, I do not like modern radios. They're too noisy for me. I'm in a very high noise situation. This ROBYN is great. I may even put this in my mobile. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.